Well, this is video 3, I think, and the previous one was find a leak. The second one was replace the leaking O-rings, and this is the third one. And I replaced the O-rings and I went to do a vacuum and it wouldn't hold vacuum. So I just jumped back to the nitrogen test because I know I just replaced the very leaking O-ring, and it's holding pressure, no problem at all. So I'm suspecting this is what using. Now it's not so common on the Subaru for having a front leaking shaft seal, but it could happen. Now what happens is the customer, so if you're a customer and you're watching this and you allow your refrigerant to run low, but you keep using your AC, you go, oh, I'll get to it later, I got some cooling. What happens is that your compressor relies on a full charge of refrigerant to bring back a cooling charge of refrigerant to cool off the compressor, because the compressor actually develops heat through heat of compression and heat of friction, and it has to get rid of that heat sometimes, and all the time somehow. And it does that with a full charge of refrigerant, not a half charge of refrigerant. A half or a third charge of refrigerant can give you, the evaporator, a cool charge of air on your hand and make you somewhat comfortable, but it's low on refrigerant, but your compressor is overheating in the meantime. And you drive your compression ratio way out of whack. You make the compressor get really hot, and you can cook this front shaft seal here. And what I'm trying to do is rotate the front shaft seal, and let's see if I can get some pressure developed here. Well, I'm trying to, sometimes these type of compressors are sometimes hard to do it. No, it's not, oh wait a minute, yeah, dummy. Oh no, I think I have, no, I don't have that close. No, the idiot here is trying to make a video and he doesn't have one size closed down. Of course the high side is going to go to the low side, so I'm going to by hand, if I can do it. No, can't do it. I can't get it spinning enough to get these little splines. So these are rotary splines, to get them to come out, hit the side of the case and seal. I'm unable to do it by hand right now. So, and we just timed out on the 15-minute battery saver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give this a charge, because it won't hold the vacuum. It goes right back down. See if I could get it charged and get that front shaft seal seated without having to sell the customer a compressor. A lot of guys, what do you mean, as a shop for profits, go, I want to sell the customer a compressor, I want to make that money. Well, you know what, sometimes you don't have to rip off a customer, because it only leaks, it's weak under vacuum, doesn't mean it's going to leak under pressure. And I would like to not have to unpurposely or unintentionally sell a customer something they don't need. So let me go through the extra procedure of trying to reseat this front shaft seal, see if it works. We'll come back on the next video and see if I'm successful or not. Oh, let me show you what happens. So let me close it off here. The vacuum is off, the pressure is off. Let's bleed it out. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bleed off the nitrogen. There's a little mouse. Yep. And open it up there. So right now I'm bleeding off the nitrogen. Let's see if I can get you out of a glare. Really hard to do that, but I'm bleeding off the nitrogen. And I'm going to show you what happens under the vacuum. I have the vacuum pump hooked up, the 3/4 inch silicone True Blue AccuTools vacuum rated, vacuum only hose. You do not charge refrigerant through this. You do not recover through this hose. It's only meant for vacuum only. We have a 4-port manifold. Okay, so we're close enough for government work. So let's draw a vacuum now. So now I'm going to open up the vacuum and I'm going to show you what's happening. Let's just get this done fast. So it won't even do it. Let's see. So I was, oh, it's going, no, it's not, guys. Spoke too soon. I was gonna say, oh, it's going now. Well, Oh, it's going now. Shit, I don't get to show you the failure. I fixed it. I reseated it. Okay, so sometimes you get that lucky. You don't even have to start the vehicle. But it wouldn't go past 27 vacuum. It was only going up to 27, 27.5, and it would not draw any vacuum. I got to be the front shaft seal because the compressor got really hot because the customer kept driving. He goes, oh, you're a customer. He goes, oh, I'll drive it and I'll fix it later. I'll fix it later. And you actually damage your compressor when you do that sometimes. And in a normal shop, you would just condemn this and guys would just sell you, the customer, another compressor. There goes another 500, 800. Hey, it could be one of those Mercedes or one of the other BMWs, $1,700, $2,100 compressors. That's good profit. But instead, I like to go through this process for my customers and try to save them that expense. I'm not in it for, you don't have to steal from the customer. If you know how to fix something for a customer for free really fast, give the customer the break and don't rip them off. Guys who are into stealing from customers and making up excuses that that's business and that there's a risk, and that's what happens when you're ignorant and you don't know how the things work and you just want to sell everything for money. I don't like dealing with those kind of shops. All right, guys, so I'm getting this under a nice good vacuum. So I'll fill this up and we'll come back this on the next one without ripping off the customer and selling them a compressor that the dealership would have definitely sold them and 99% of the other shops would have definitely sold them. All right, see you guys.